Hi, I'm Sharon Joseph, a psychologist at Mysterious Minds. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ നോക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് is about health and fitness. So now a lot of research has shown, as well as a lot of things that were passed on, shows that there is a connection between mind and body. നമ്മുടെ mind work ചെയ്യുന്നത്, what we feed into it, how we talk about ourselves, the kind of thoughts that we have, always affects how we behave, how we function. നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയിൽ റിലീസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന neurotransmitters, the hormones, all of that is determined to an extent by our mind, by our thoughts. And how we think, how we interpret a situation, all of that is again determined by our body. How we take care of it, what we give to it, how we feed it, how we keep it. So, a connection has been established. It's no longer a myth. We know what we think. Our mind affects the body as well as our body affects the mind. If we look at individuals with mental illnesses, their immune activity is lower. So, individuals, the way they think, especially at a negative setting, especially if it's towards the more negative side, if it's towards the pessimistic side, all of this has made the functioning of our immune system work lesser. Similarly, immune system functioning koodumo, we have seen individuals are having more positive thoughts. They are more able to combat with what is reality, what is real thoughts, and what are negative interpretations. So the connection between mind and body has been established. So nammal angana nokkumbo, even when we look at mental illnesses, a lot of the mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, even PTSD okke ayalum, there is an aspect of therapy where we want to activate a behavior, where we want to mobilize the individual. Karanam, through the movement of your body, through a consistent regular movement of your body, there are a lot of neurotransmitters, even hormones that are released, which is otherwise deficient. So even in terms of therapy, even in terms of medication, we still, make it a priority to tell the individual about exercising, the importance of exercising, how it helps improve certain systems, certain domains in the body, and how it can help them get better eventually. A lot of research has also shown that for an individual who has been diagnosed with depression, working with exercise as a major form of therapy has been proven to be as equivalent as taking antidepressants. So namukku kaanam, even in case of using exercise as a therapy and using antidepressant as pharmacology, another sort of therapy, without medications, there are times where the individual has made a large recovery. So when we look at that, we eventually have to say and agree that our mind has an effect on the body, and the body has an effect on the mind. So that's where health and fitness is coming in. Why is it important we exercise? Why is it important to eat healthy? Why is it important to, do regular health checkups? Most of the time when there are any hormone deficiency or an even neurotransmitter imbalance, it sort of translates into a mental illness. When we looked in depression, when we looked in anxiety, we talked about serotonin and dopamine and norepinephrine. Idindeke imbalance and deficiency can result as depression. Also, anxiety le varumo cortisol release is a lot. So which is why exercise acts as a good mediator. It acts as something that keeps in check that these hormones and neurotransmitters are balanced and not too deficient or too much. Because deficient ayalum there is illnesses, too much ayalum there is illnesses. Nammal mania nokkuvaningi, there are a lot of neurotransmitters that are too much, that are not inhibited as they should be. So to maintain a good balance, definitely health and exercise becomes a priority. Now, when we talk about health and exercise and fitness, we're also talking about in terms of a lifestyle. Rather than doing it for the sake of doing it, trying to be on the healthier end will only benefit our body. And if it is benefiting our body, eventually that should translate into benefiting your mind. When we look at cortisol level korikkanayittu, even for people who are working outside the house or people who are employed inside the house, there is a lot of stresses that we naturally come across. And adanusaриച്ച് cortisol is also being released. When we are in a constant state of stress, our body keeps releasing cortisol to a point where, the cortisol levels might not come down. So, ഈ cortisol levels high ആയിട്ട് ഇരിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് anxious ആവുന്നത്, കൂടുതലായിട്ട് stress ആവുന്നത്, which again becomes an anxiety disorder in time. Again, no self-diagnosis. Through assessments, we have seen this happens. So, to reduce the levels of cortisol, to keep it in check, exercise becomes very important. A lot of what you eat depends, again, a lot of what you eat affects how your mind functions. So the importance of having vegetables, the importance of having fruits. We're not saying don't have sugar. We're not saying don't have junk. Obviously, in moderation, it is all right. But making it a priority that we have healthy fats, healthy, vitamins and minerals all in a rich balanced diet becomes very important for a healthy mind, and again it translates into a healthy body. when we look into a lot of lifestyle diseases, a lot of diseases and disorders that are coming up are termed as lifestyle diseases. Karanam, even after Corona, we have a lot of work from home. There is no movement happening. But at least there was an effort, okay, we have to get out, we have to go to the hospital or the office. But now it's all work from home, so our body has no movement. Other karanam, a lot of aches, chronic pains, chronic illnesses have been starting to develop. So make it a point every 1 hour or at least every 30 minutes to take a walk around, to walk for 5 minutes, to give yourself a break. Because it is again acting as a stressor for your body, being in that same position for a long period of time. It is also a stressor for the mind. So make it a point to move around. If we can inculcate a daily exercise habit that is well and good, it will work wonders in terms of physical illness, in terms of mental illness, all it will benefit. Another aspect is sunlight. If we look into a lot of disorders, there are a lot of cures in nature, and one of that is sunlight. Especially at 8:30, at least 9 Mumbai, make it a point or 5 to 10 minutes you soak in the sun. Either, again, a lot of benefits are there. One of the things why we are stressing on sunlight is our cortisol gets elevated in the morning, okay? And being in the sun at that time is like the optimum way in which our body can make use of this time. It sets the time for our circadian rhythm. Nammal eppo ezhunekkum, eppo orangum, all of that starts to become aligned when you take this morning sunlight. So if you can, for 5 to 10 minutes, get it into the eyes, get it into your body, let your skin feel the sun for at least 5 to 10 minutes. It also works a lot of wonders. There's a lot of healing that happens through that. But for that, we need to move towards the healthier side. Okay, so now we talked about health benefits of exercise, eating a healthy diet, why being in the sun is important. So all these, doing these activities are putting us towards the healthier side or healthier lifestyle, I can say. And eventually, other karanam, you'll have benefits in your immune functioning, how it functions, your physical illnesses, as well as mental illnesses. So overall, health and illness do have a connection. Being healthy does help us in many aspects to become healthier in terms of lifestyle, in terms of illnesses as well. So doing a regular checkup is always beneficial. Getting to your physician and asking ഏതൊക്കെ ടെസ്റ്റാ ചെയ്യണ്ടേ and getting that done on a regular basis will keep us in check. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഹോർമോൺ കുറവാണോ, ഏതെങ്കിലും കൂടുതലാണോ, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ before it blows into a disease or an illness, we can get the help we need. So thank you. This is Sharon Joseph signing off.